Hey the tubers, Redneck Brian here. Okay, really quick video. I've made some progress here on the Bolens. As you can see, the shroud's off, and the little air deflector that goes between the carburetor, the air box and the shroud is off. That's it right there. Also, voltmeter is in, and it is functioning. The two wires I had tied together that I was using to start this up, because if you remember when I bought it, they thought the battery was no good, so they were actually just jump starting it, because once it runs it will stay running, even though it ran like shit because of that little carb solenoid. Anyways, it turns out those wires are actually constant power, so I'd actually hooked them up to the volt gauge, and even to key off I was getting constant power, so I was unable to do that. I'm going to show you what I did end up doing. I'm going to smooth the battery. Right down in here, there's this little plug right here. It's used to go to a light right here, some sort of indicator light. I figured I'm going to try it because I was going to use a ground off of it anyways for the gauge. So I figured, okay, I'm going to see if that's key on power or not. Turns out that is actually key on power. So I was able to use that plug right here. So that right here, you can see my new wiring coming at the top, right here going up through this hole, factory hole, and it works fine. So I'm going to demonstrate it. Set the battery back in place. See if I can get in there. Let's see what. Battery cable fell in the way. There we go. I obviously cannot start it for two reasons. The shroud not being on, I don't really care about that. I've started engines lots of times without shrouds. As long as you don't let them run too long, you're fine. Second reason is I got penetrating oil on that bolt right there. So, I'm going to demonstrate the gauge. And actually I killed this battery earlier too, and I have not charged it up yet. There we go. We're sitting just under 12 volts, as you can see. Headlights. See, it drops down to headlights and then to PTO. So yeah, it's working pretty good. No complaints. And looking on here, I do not see any wires coming out from underneath the shroud here for the stator. So I'm thinking is the stator wires possibly somehow got caught on the flywheel, got ripped off, because there's no indications that this flywheel's ever came off in the past, because that bolt is really tight. So hopefully I can get it off. There's indications that the shroud's been off because it's missing a few bolts. But who knows, there may have been a mouse nest in here at one point in time. So let's quickly go in here for a second. I found another stator, so I'll go over to it. Right here. This could be a Vanguard stator, I have no idea. Unknown condition. So yeah, I have that one there. And I have, I think I got one in this little box right here. Nope, box is empty. That might have been the one that was in that box. Or, I know there's one more, I found it, there it is. This one right here, which is a single wire stator. So I know one of these came out of a Vanguard, one of these came out of an opposed, so I haven't really had to change stators too much. So, but I remember one, I believe the single wire one came out of the Vanguard V-twin I had, because I replaced the stator because I got a parts engine that was blown, and I was able to get a whole bunch of parts. But this two-wire one, I'm pretty sure it is an opposed twin stator. or for an opposed twin, or they could be the same. I have no idea. Turn off the light. So I'm just going to keep this soaking overnight. I'll probably try it again tomorrow, try to get that bolt off, and see what condition the stator's in, if there's even a stator under there, which there should be. I imagine there is. Imagine the wires got ripped out. This wire here is for the backlight on the gauge. This is a piece of speaker wire. I just got to tap into the harness going out to the headlights and run it over there and put some connectors in. Put some connectors in line for that. So that's pretty much it. That's what I got accomplished. I meant to replace the seat today, never got around to it. I did take this out for a ride. So actually it's not doing too bad as is, but it does need a transmission flush. I don't know if it's going to be done before the winter or not, but if it's not done before the winter, most likely it will be parked for the winter. But that's pretty much it. Did a little bit of work on this. I'll show. Yeah, I might as well talk about it now. I did a little bit of work on that. The tire went flat on this side here. Did a little trick with starting fluid to pop it back on the rim. Worked perfectly fine. And that's pretty much it. I was wondering why it was dragging, and I looked over, the tire was flat and off the rim. So that's pretty much it. There's just a random update of what my day's progress was. Working on this. Did a few things to that. Did the exhaust sealing on that. And put that all back together on the rear end on this seat. And that's pretty much it, because I gotta go to work tonight. I gotta work all week, which kind of sucks, but not too bad. So I'll talk to everyone later. Keep it redneck, and please subscribe and comment.